It's time for Show Me the Franchise.
With Thomas and Frederick. With Thomas and Frederick.
It's time for Show Me the Franchise.
With Thomas and Frederick. With Thomas and Frederick.
It's the 5th annual Show Me the Franchise Best Movies of the Year Awards. And here coming to the stage are your hosts, Fred Dakin and Tom Stadler. Hey.
That was nice.
Thank you so much for the introduction, random announcer person.
He had a nice voice.
Oh, I'll tell him you said that.
A golden voice.
The golden voice. Ooh. He sounded a little familiar, but
His name maybe started with an O.
Maybe is it Oscar?
Maybe just I like a little gold guy, kind of with short king energy with the big voice.
Yeah. Oh, I kind of now am imagining the little gold statue like announcing for us. You know, I even considered though too. I'm like, what are the types of announcer voices I can do? And like, I think the only one I've really kind of nailed is Sports Center. Like, this is Sports Center coming up.
Where's your CNN?
Oh, I don't know if I could do that.
I don't know if you should do that. No, I'm just kidding.
Just this is CNN.
There you go. I mean SNL.
Yeah. Jimmy. No, wait.
Lorraine Newman.
Oh yeah. Lorraine. We just did that on last episode, didn't we?
Call back.
Yeah, nice one, Fred. But Fred, this is in fact our 5th annual Best Movies of the Year Awards. We haven't come up with a good name for these yet. I don't know that we should. Maybe they should just live as like Best Movies of the Year.
Yeah.
Show Me the Franchise. The franchisees. It sounds too much like everyone else's stuff.
It does. No one wants that.
Yeah, we don't want to crib on somebody else's territory.
It's just the movie episode. Move on.
It's the movie episode. We're handing out Best Movies of the Year awards that, you know, it's things that we like, things that were nominated, things that weren't nominated by the Oscars. Snubs. You know, we love a good snub.
Yeah, sometimes the snubs are fun.
I think it's sometimes more fun to talk about the snubs than it is about the noms. Because if you pay attention to the award season, you kind of got
You're over it by the time the Oscars are happening. No one wants to talk about one battle after another. No one wants to talk about Sinners, but we're gonna do it.
I mean, we're doing it for our loyal fans.
We'll do it differently. We'll do it in a way that you haven't heard before. But at least that's the feeling I get, even though I still engage, I still like to watch. I am kind of like, I get graded almost by like the main movies by the time it happens, just because there's like 6 award shows. They're constantly being talked about. It's kind of just from like November to March.
Yeah, and it was sort of a weird year where I felt like I wasn't really in on the new movies up until I think the clock hit like midnight on January 1st. And suddenly I was like, I should go check out some of these things that have been out for a while. I mean, once you get the Oscar nominees announced, like then it's kind of like go time.
Yeah, there's the movies that get released throughout the year that are kind of easily available to the general public. But then I feel there's usually a half of the movies are a little tougher to get until the end of the year.
Yeah, which I think I have to credit you though for pulling me out to a couple of them that I don't know that I think I would have gone and seen Sinners, but like it was your review that was like go and see this movie in a theater, and I'm really, really glad I did, even if it wasn't the most ideal screen. And we've talked about it a little bit on some episodes throughout the year, but now this is the episode we can dedicate to that.
Mm-hmm.
So what are your thoughts though overall on 2025's movies?
I thought it's a pretty good year. I'm usually pretty pleased because we had the 2019 Oscars. We had like even the 2020 where like we kind of had some tough ones. And I feel like I haven't really had complaints the past 3-4 years. Like it's usually plenty for me.
Sure. But like maybe like last year was a little later, maybe not as many heavy hitters. So I mean, you know, we had a Nora sneak through. See, and I think I've said this on every single episode. I was like, I should have gone back and seen how did we do? Like, did we end up picking any of the winners? I think we both thought Honora had a pretty good chance though last year.
Yeah, trying to think of Nora, Brutalist,
Yep.
Wicked.
Yep.
There's some we're missing. I'm trying to think of what were the ones that like we were, or at least I was holding out for.
Substance.
Yeah,
I
that was a
mean,
little bit of an upset.
Yeah, I think at least one of us, if not both of us, were like, "Hey, it's Demi Moore," and then it ended up being Mikey Madison.
Mhm.
So it's like, all right, well,
Yep, still happy with the Honora wins, but it was definitely unexpected.
oh yeah, for sure. But even still, I think it's interesting that the Oscars are picking interesting things. And if there's one thing I can say about this year, it was slightly predictable, but also not upset about the picks
Mm-hmm.
for the most part. I think there's a couple of things that we'll talk about today.
Yeah, there's like two major lanes, it feels like, and then a few kind of guaranteed, not guaranteed, obviously, but pretty likely individual awards for other movies. But I feel there's kind of two juggernauts.
Yes, for sure. And I think we can say it's going to be pretty much one battle after another, and Sinners kind of duking it out.
Yeah, will it be a Oppenheimer year where like they're just gonna recognize PTA? We're just
Mhm.
gonna do this. This was a good movie. Let's do it. Although the Oscars sometimes don't have the best track record of nominate giving the wins to the movies or the performances that should win for that person or that film or that
Yeah.
director. But is it gonna be like that? Or is it gonna be a movie that I think has a similar trajectory as Everything Everywhere All at Once? Where
Mm.
this is kind of the young new blood opened earlier in the year. Now, like that was like January, which
Yeah.
was even crazy. That was crazy, but I think that was still like early mid-April that
Mhm.
Sinners came out so early,
Yeah.
and it still has a lot of steam, more steam.
I thought Sinners was even like February last year. Like it was
It
early.
was early, and so and there was kind of this like thrill and excitement with Everywhere All at Once that I think could be the vibe for this year, or it could just be let's give the guy who's made a lot of great movies all the awards. Is this the year?
Yeah.
I don't think it will be an even spread, although I do think there's some acting things that are pretty close to concrete, it
I
feels like.
Yeah, I will say I think all but one of the acting awards feels like it's kind of up for grabs a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And this is also the first year we have in the Oscars a best casting category.
Yeah, and a lot of kind of movies that have big, great ensemble casts. The
Yeah.
two we talked about are great ensembles.
Yep. And it kind of feels like it's coming down to the two of them. I mean, but we can talk about that a little bit too. I don't think we're going to recognize best casting today, but we're going to talk a lot about performances that we liked this year. So, should we jump into our awards?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, in the years past, we've teed this up with a lot of history of the Oscars or whatever. We did kind of the first and second Oscars, but now we just talk about the awards. So, if you're here, you can enjoy us listening about the movies. And in typical Oscar fashion, we will be talking about Best Supporting Actor first and foremost. So, I think the way we normally format this, and we can kind of vibe with it a little bit how we feel. And we usually talk about, who got nominated that we liked, who didn't get nominated that we really liked, and then kind of our predictions for who will win and who maybe should win instead. So,
Mm-hmm.
do you want to kick us off with some of your favorite of the nominated performances?
Definitely. Like we were talking before, I kind of have like anywhere between 5 and 8 for each of these. Do you want to first maybe just say the ones that did get nominated?
Sure. Oh, yeah. Thank you for reminding me. I think I do
Just
this
that way, then I
every-
can kind of, blow through my picks, even though there's a lot. It'd be easier
See,
for
we're
me
getting-
just to vomit it out.
we're getting good at this because I think in the years past, I've definitely forgotten to do it like for a lot. So it is Best Actor in a Supporting Role. The nominees were Benicio del Toro and Sean Penn for One Battle After Another, Jacob Elordi for Frankenstein, Delroy Lindo for Sinners, and Stellan Skarsgård for Sentimental Value, which is a little bit of category fraud. I know you haven't caught Sentimental Value yet, but
I believe that will be coming to streaming like the Friday before the Oscars.
yeah,
Something like that. So I will catch it in time for Oscars,
but you will see he's kind of a lead performance in that
Mhm.
movie. So, but you can talk about maybe the four that you have seen and what you liked.
So, I mean, It is always interesting when you have the two actors from the same movie. And I
Mhm.
mean, I love Benny.
Mhm.
I love seeing Sean in movies. Word that carefully. It's great seeing him just smoking at the Golden Globes.
Yeah, right.
Um, Delroy Lindo was on the list, right?
Yes.
I mean, I think since the Five Bloods was kind of, it's been a thing where people want to see him win an award, and that was a performance that I just like when I knew he was in Sinners, sitting down for Sinners, I was kind of very seated for him because I
Mhm.
had a feeling Ryan Coogler was going to do something good for him, and he does. He gets to kind of do it all. He's funny. He's got heart. He's got pathos. He's doing all the things we love to see.
Plays a mean harmonica.
He does. He does. He does. He does. That scene in the car is, I'm assuming, the Oscar scene that's what I would be playing.
Mhm.
Where he's telling this very awful story, but then he starts thumping the car and kind of starts singing through the pain. It's kind of a magical moment.
Yeah.
Um, who didn't I hit from that other than Stellan, who I haven't seen yet?
You did not talk about hold on, I gotta pull it right back up because I tried to jump ahead, but is Jacob Elordi.
Yeah, that's the thing I did like from that movie. I thought that performance was good. I liked that part of the movie more than the other part, which is the part I don't like from that movie.
Yeah.
I kind of like half that movie okay. And I like that performance a lot.
Yeah, I will say, and not to pardon the pun, that is the point where the movie kind of comes to life a little bit, is
Mhm.
when we get a lot more focus on the creature who, is played by Jacob Elordi very brilliantly, I think. And I'm kind of like, all right, I haven't seen a lot with him before, so now he's on my radar a little bit. Like,
Mhm.
who's this tall drink of water? I need to see what he's all about now.
Yeah, and definitely that stood out to me watching the movie,
Mm-hmm.
especially when you're dealing with someone in prosthetics. That's hard to work with, and especially going in, I was very excited for our guy Oscar Isaac, and that ended up being a performance I didn't love very
Yeah.
much, and I didn't really understand the turn of him like not liking his creation because it was like there was no reason for him to not like it. He was kind of just a big sweetie. Like where in the book, it kind of like you see the issues of having the creation.
Yeah.
And I feel like they were just trying to hammer that. I had a bad dad and now I'm a bad dad. What happened?
Yeah. Which I do think that is something that Guillermo del Toro, like, he's trying to draw that parallel, but he is hitting the nail so hard on the head. It kind of feels like you're missing some of the pathos and like
Mhm.
what would actually cause some of that situation. And it's like we need to see the creature kind of like what their perspective is to really even understand that relationship, right? Which we
Ye-
get, but not till the very
yeah.
end.
Do you want to talk about any of these that did get nominated, or should I throw out some of these?
Um, I mean, I don't know if I have a lot to add to what you just said. I think it's, and I'll talk a little bit about this when we talk about who should win and who will win. But it does feel like it's two powerhouse performances in one battle after another.
Mhm.
As
Two
much as,
very different type of performances.
yeah, but I mean,
Ticks and pathos.
right. It's so funny though, because it did feel like before the nominees even came out, if you would ask me what my favorite performances were of the year, I'm like, yeah, Del Toro and Penn kind of killed it. Like they are both part of like the best part of that movie. Like just infinitely watchable for different reasons. And I think that's what's so great about them. And it's too bad they both can't win.
Mhm.
Because I mean, I don't know that I agree with Sean Penn the person, but certainly
I can say you don't. Definitively.
yes, yes.
But it was good to see him doing a lot of business on screen again.
It
Because
it reminds you just like when he is on one, it's like, oh shit, he's really
Mhm.
good. Yeah, but let's talk about some of your non nominated
So
performances.
I have like another five, but I'll just don't have to talk too long about all
Oh
of
yeah,
them.
what do you
But
got?
I'll say I thought Conan was really great. And if I had legs, I'd kick you, kind of playing like a serious role. Like,
Wait, Conan O'Brien's in that? I
yes.
didn't know that. I haven't seen it.
I did throw out, even though there's a lot of awards in this movie, I think he's kind of rightfully not being talked about in a sense of what his role is in the movie, but I think is Jack O'Connell from Sinners.
Oh yeah.
I think is kind of like under talked about, even though I think he's kind of cemented himself into being, I mean, he's great in the 28 Later movies. Um, I do also have Ray Fiennes from 28 Years Later, and I know you haven't caught that one yet.
Not yet.
I will say, after watching Bone Temple, it is kind of like it almost feels more Return of the Kingy in a bigger role because he's like the lead
Oh,
of 28 the Bone Temple,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like gets even more to do. But that performance is he's covered in iodine and he's a doctor, and it's just he's kooky, but he's also doing the Ray Fiennes thing.
Love it.
And then I'll just list off these names. I have David Johnson from The Long Walk.
Mhm.
He was in the new Alien movie as the droid.
Oh yeah.
And
Okay.
he is great. It's him and Cooper Hoffman in that movie. A movie that I liked pretty good, but the performance was on point. Tom Burke in Black Bag is another performance that kind of stuck with me
Yeah.
more than I liked the movie, but that performance is what kind of I left with. And my last one is William H. Macy as Stinky Pete in Train Dreams.
Macy is a good one. I really like his just I don't know, his very like before he spoiler alert for these movies by the way, because we're gonna be spoiling a lot of the stories, but him getting bonked on the head and then kind of losing it. But before that, I love him just kind of being the old prospector,
Yeah.
the very wise veteran. And yeah, he's just so good. I think you can't you can't make a good, I think, old timey movie without a really good presence or a good actor like that. And as much as I like a lot of people in that movie, he does shine through. So good picks though, and I'm really excited to watch a couple of these because 28 years later, obviously, you've been parking on me all year to need to do. But also yeah, I need to see If I Had Legs I'd Kick You because I've heard Rose Byrne is also really good in that.
Mhm.
And we'll talk about it. I had a lot of trouble finding some best actress picks for this year.
Yeah, I've definitely got some, and I'll say about half. No, most of them are not people who got nominated. That's probably the most different from the actual awards
Sure.
that I have.
Um, but no, I think those are really great picks. I think the one that I was surprised you didn't say, and I will add to the group here, was Billy Crudup in
I thought about
Jay
it.
Kelly.
It is just, it's really like a one scener for me because him and the rest of the movie is good, but it's just them at the bar is kind of a undeniable
Yeah.
piece of acting.
Absolutely. And I just love that scene. That's like one of the most memorable scenes from that whole movie. But then I also will add Miles Catton
Mhm.
in Sinners. You know, it's his debut in this movie, and he is just so good. A musical talent in his own right, too. But yeah, I mean, he's just also providing so much. The look in his eyes at the beginning of the movie and the context that you get by the end of the movie, and you're like, oh my gosh, yeah, he's doing a lot. And
Supporting's interesting though.
supporting.
Well, just I would consider him maybe the lead.
Oh.
Not that that matters, but
It's tough, right? Because I guess he would be considered a lead in that movie.
he opens and closes the movie, you know, and
Yeah.
it's his story for the most part, and it follows him. Although, you know, Michael B. Jordan is kind of the star of the movie, so it's
I mean,
interesting.
we also get double the Michael B.
Yeah.
Jordan in that movie, but we'll talk a little bit about Michael B. in a bit. So who's winning this, and who should win and who will win?
I would pick Delroy Lindo. That would be my choice. It'd be
Ooh.
him or Benicio. Those would be the two that I would be happy.
Okay. So who do you think's going to win though? That group.
I think it's gonna be Benicio del Toro.
It's kind of
Or that or Stellan Skarsgård because of I think I could see that being the award that sentimental value gets.
sure. I'm kind of hoping for Benicio. I'd be obviously happy for Delroy Lindo. I do think maybe if I had to give an edge to somebody though, if it's gonna be between them, probably Del Toro. But I mean Skarsgård could be the upset. I don't know. We'll see. I think
Hard to tell.
Everybody, it's a little bit all over the place, which we can talk a little bit about with supporting actress. And we had some fun uh nominees this year because we basically got two for sentimental value, which is Elle Fanning and Inga Ipsdotter Lilius. Um, and yeah, obviously you haven't seen the movie yet, but they're both very good. Amy Madigan in Weapons, which was like,
Mm-hmm.
whoa, I can't believe that got nominated, but it should have. Wunmi Mosaku in Sinners, which is another like hell yeah, and then Teyana Taylor in One Battle After Another.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I guess I can kind of kick this one
Yeah.
off here. Talk about that. Well, you know what? I'll give some love to the girls from Sentimental Value first, so that I can open you up to the ones that you have seen. Because I mean, Sentimental Value is a lot of really good performances. In fact, I think anybody who had a significant speaking role in that movie got nominated. Stellan Skarsgård, Elle Fanning, Renata Reinsve, and then Inga Abstadter Lilius. Like, uh, they all have a little bit something different to do. They all kind of have their own trauma in a way, but not necessarily like the same kind of trauma, which is what's interesting about that movie. And I really liked. I'm glad that Inga Ipsdotter Lilius got nominated because I thought she was one that kind of grabbed me. She's like the sister of Renata Reinsve in the movie, and she like every time she like had a presence on screen, I was like, who is this person? Like somebody I've never seen before, but somebody I think we are probably going to be seeing again because yeah, she definitely stole the show a little for me. And then I just want to give some love to I mean the other three are all great. You talk about them, but I mean Amy Madigan was like yes.
Yep, Amy Madigan. I don't have on my list, not because I would like keep her off. It would just be like she's winning a lot, so I was like, I would be happy with that as an outcome. Tiana Taylor, of course, does kind of like take over that first hard part of the movie
Mm-hmm.
and is electric. And I had trying to look at this list. The only one I have matching is Wumi Masaku.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a performance that definitely was my favorite. I like how there's kind of the contrast between the two women in that movie. I think there is the
Mhm.
contrast between the two men. She's very much like the heart and the courage of that movie too, and like is
Yeah.
the person who's aware of like the kind of the supernatural that's going on. So very powerful performance. The scene, like the end movie scene, and just her whole like introduction scene at her house is all pretty amazing.
Yeah. She is somebody that I feel like I'm trying to look at her filmography here quick as we talked about it because I remember her coming across. Did you ever catch Lovecraft Country on HBO?
Yes.
Yeah, that was the first time I saw her, and I was like, "Who the hell is this?"
Mhm.
Like another person that just they grab you instantly. Like they got some juice. So the fact that she kept showing, then she got her Marvel gig, and it was like,
Yeah.
and you're doing a Marvel movie or show movie, Loki, and all that. But yeah, it was like to see her showing up in this and just kind of like cooking. I was like, all right, very
Mhm.
exciting.
Yeah. Who do we miss? We got Amy, Tatiana. You talked about the sentimentals. Is that all of them?
Yeah, you named them all.
Ones that I had, I was, I'm big on the Premonition train, and I thought I had Lucy Liu as supporting, which might be a little bit of a
Mm,
hard sell but there's really, it's kind of an ensemble in that movie.
yeah,
So I think when it's an ensemble, it's kind of a grab bag.
yeah, true.
Tatiana Maslany and the Monkey. I always love Tatiana Maslany. Sally Hawkins getting all my horror in there
I also had
and
Sally
bring
Hawkins.
her back. And then just two others, Odessa Azion and Marty Supreme. That was kind of like I've never seen this person before, and it's working for me. And this is just someone I like a lot, and I wanted to give F1 something. Carrie Condon. I also watched F1 really close to watching Banshees of Inisherin again.
Oh man,
And so I got the double dose of the Condon, and I'm a big fan.
she's good. I like that she gets to do her accent too in F1, and she doesn't have to
Mhm.
try and do some like weird American accent. But I'm kind of like she's sort of got that like Rebecca Ferguson energy going a little
Mhm.
bit. just a different flavor of that.
For sure.
But I really like what she's bringing to the table. It's hilarious. He brought her up in F1 though. I mean, she's good in that movie. I just think that movie in general. We'll talk.
Stinks.
Look, it's fun. You know how we always say that movie's fun.
Well, I think I wrote in my letterbox, this guy makes really good looking movies about shit I don't care about, which is like, I liked Top Gun Maverick fine. I was like, this is fun. I like, it's good to see Cruise, and this is shot really well, but I just don't give a shit about people in the military flying planes. I care about the military.
Yeah.
I'm talking about fictional movies about Top Gun. I don't care about that. I really don't care about cars going in a circle.
Yeah.
And Javier Bardem he didn't go crazy enough for me. I wanted like Lyle Crocodile Javier Bardem, and it's very much just like good Javier Bardem.
You needed Dune Part 2.
Yeah, I wanted a little bit of a freak vibe, and I was not getting it.
Fun call outs though. I will say the other, so yeah, the Sally Hawkins will bring her back. I mean, Sally Hawkins rarely mails in a performance, so I'm really happy to see her getting stuff and just doing stuff with like horror, especially. I think that's really a good wheelhouse for her, especially after the Paddington movie. She feels a little bit freed again. Get her freak out a little bit.
Yeah, because I feel like my big introduction was Shape of Water, where she likes a fish, and I'm here for it.
Oh, she likes a fish.
She likes that fish.
I'm cribbing a little bit from another podcast, but they called out I think her name is like Donna Maria or something like that, but it's played by Tanya Maria in The Secret Agent. Did you catch The Secret Agent?
I did.
The lady that's like taking in all the refugees.
Yes.
I love just her and love her performance and just that like gravelly voice, but then like this like very like I don't know, like gravelly like Portuguese that's also kind of elegant. Like,
it sounds awful, but I'm always in the bag for anyone over 80 smoking a cigarette in a movie. Like, I'm usually here for it.
Yeah, but she's just, there's going to be a really good study though about why the people in that movie just look so authentic. Like the casting is just such a, like they all have faces that are just like, where did they find this person?
2 movies like that this year.
Oh,
I feel like, well, that's not one of our awards, so I can just say now, Marty Supreme is very much like that, which the Safdie brothers are very good at, like finding faces.
Yes, just very interesting looking people. And then, look, we can't get through the supporting actress category, and I think this is a supporting role. How about Una Chaplin, right?
I mean, I do like it.
Is Varang in Avatar: Fire and Ash?
I mean, as an acting award, yeah, sure. I mean, it's always tough with those, motion capture performances, and I do think that's undersung when people look at performances. Like, I always thought Andy Serkis in the second Apes movie is really doing work and probably should have been talked about more.
Yeah,
but I think she's good. Yeah. I mean, I was feeling it, but for different reasons.
I you were feeling.
Look, I'm hot for Varang. What can I say?
There's a lot of guys who are hot for Varang. I think nobody really. I think this was like I never really understood the Na'vi like fan fiction, like romance stuff up until this movie, and I was like, oh god, this is going to open the door for a lot of people, and now I get it.
Yeah. It's a shame, but it's also good.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think, especially because it is a motion capture role, like the fact that she is able to do so much was impressive. I thought she just was really energetic.
Especially because we kind of remember her for being a little more of a smaller presence from like Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
She does kind of have some boss status in that, but it takes a while to get to that.
Yes. I thought you said boss nass for a second or whatever. Okay, so who's winning? Who should win?
I would love it to be Woomy.
Ooh,
that would be my choice. But I think it's gonna be Tiana Taylor.
Really interesting.
But I would love it to be Amy Madigan too. So I'm kind of like, I'm pretty sure the same thing, which might happen with the supporting actor, which can happen in the Oscars a lot. You get the 2 performances in there, they cancel each other out a lot of the time.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's a good chance that Benny and Sean won't have a chance. And there's a good chance that or the two sentimental value performances
Yeah.
might cancel each other out. It doesn't always happen, but that is a thing that does happen. So
Yeah, it's true. So I mean, I think they will split the vote for sure.
Amy Madigan into the run though. Did you see her do that little
Yeah,
run?
the little like Naruto
Yeah.
hand or whatever from
Mhm.
Weapons. Yeah, I think I'm kind of pulling for her. I'm pulling for Wumi Masako. I think I would be really on board with both of them.
But I am kind of picturing what if it is kind of like that Honora or that Everywhere All at Once, where the day, the night starts. Delroy Lindo, Wumi was like, we're in a world where that could happen, and that's not that crazy. That would not be where I put my money, but that's not mind blowing.
Yeah, I think Tiana Taylor probably is still the favorite. But I think what's interesting to me this year is now that they have this casting award, if that isn't going to start splitting some votes where people are like, well, I'm going to recognize the casting of Sinners so that I don't have to vote for them as supporting actors or whatever. But like, and we'll talk about it. I'm like, but I kind of feel like it should be both, right? Like,
Yeah, and that's not even where if I was gonna do an ensemble, or I guess it's not for the ensembles for the casting. It's like the choosing of people, which I guess you are creating an ensemble. But for me, I'm looking again at like Marty Supreme or something where the
Yeah.
casting is adding that layer of depth to the film.
yeah, no, that's a good point.
Or I'm looking at the two international films I saw. It was Just an Accident and The Secret Agent.
Mm-hmm.
Those are other two movies where, like you mentioned, the casting I think is a big part of it, but also it is me coming into a culture of film that I'm not familiar with, so I'm not seeing as many faces I'm used to.
Right.
So I think there is kind of goggles to that.
Yeah, but I think you bringing up the Safdie aspect of it all definitely is a good equivalent because you can make an interesting movie, and even Sean Baker does it to an extent too, where he pulls in some very just like unique looking
Like
people.
people versus actors.
Right? And I mean, I'm aboard it if they kind of fit the role. Why not? Um. So speaking of that, though, and speaking of some of these performances, let's slide over to lead actor. So the nominees for lead actor this year are Timothée in Marty Supreme. We have Ethan Hawke in Blue Moon. We have Leonardo DiCaprio in One Battle After Another. Michael B. Jordan in Sinners, and Wagner Moura in The Secret Agent. How are you feeling about these performances?
I mean, I like them. I've seen all these,
You okay?
so I like them all. I do have my favorites. I just have two, so I'm just going to throw out the ones that aren't on the list. Josh O'Connor, Wake Up Dead Man.
Yeah.
And
So you picked Jack O'Connell and Josh O'Connor for
yeah, I like my JCs.
yeah.
Jesus Christ for best screenplay. I don't know. And then I thought it was kind of undeniable. I have Dwayne the Rock Johnson for The Smashing Machine.
Haven't seen it yet.
It's again a really good movie about something I don't give a shit about, but
Yeah.
it's not a good rock performance, it's a good actor performance, but it's kind of that hard thing where he's still playing like someone who's in that kind of physical fighting world.
Mhm.
Wrestling's very different from MMA, but
Yeah.
he's playing an MMA fighter who uses wrestling techniques.
Right.
And so I watched it and I was just surprised that it wasn't like a big Oscar-y performance. It's like kind of like small in some ways and micro.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just hoping that it not doing so well in the box office isn't going to deter him. He's not going to be back on his own bullshit.
Well, it's kind of the Sandler thing, right? It's like when you see somebody who has talent go and do a role that's different from what they normally do, and they do it well, you just want them to keep trying to like, hey, listen, we know you got to do one for them. You got to do some for you too, right? Like, or I don't know, where would you even put that in the Rock's camp? It's got to be one for him, right? To kind of prove that he can do this.
Yeah, I don't think rock fans on whole want this. They don't want this kind of movie about MMA.
Yeah. Well, especially MMA. If you're a wrestling fan, I feel like those are very two different schools of performance. But yeah, interesting though that you picked those out. I guess I'll do my non-nominees as well, and then we could talk about the nominees because I think there's a lot there to unpack. Um, I did have Vahid Mobaseri for It Was Just an Accident. I
Is that
thought,
the lead guy?
yeah,
Yeah. That's who I was thinking about him, but I literally just watched this like today, so it's still fresh.
yeah, that was. I mean, we'll talk a lot about that movie, but I just thought his ability to, and somebody even kind of describes him in that movie too. They're like, you were somebody who really jumps into conclusions or jumps into action before thinking, and then you become very wise. And I think he played that very well. Of like somebody who you can tell is reactionary, but then contemplative once they really get stuck in the situation. And I think it served well for the long game in that movie. And I mean, it creates a lot of conversation about what you wanted out of that ending. But yeah, I just thought he played that very well, especially when he's just frozen up at the end and you're like, oh my God, like, what's gonna happen? I gotta call out Jesse Plemons. He's always a guy I love.
Mm-hmm.
Begonia is a very weird movie, but I still just thought he's bringing it.
I liked that movie a lot, but to me that felt like we're giving this movie noms because we always give Yorgos noms. We
Yeah.
always give Emma Stone noms. I thought I liked it, but I didn't think it's punching where the other movies are punching.
No, I think the level of quality is probably closer to F1 than it is to One Battle After Another.
Mm-hmm. But I like, and I enjoyed Begonia for that.
Yeah,
I liked that it didn't feel like a Poor Things or a Favorite, you know? I
Mhm.
kind of like that this felt almost like more genre-y.
yeah, but even still, I think it's built on the performances and the interactions of the cast, and like
Mhm.
just like seeing those two getting at each other's throats here a little bit, you
Mhm.
know, and it was good. Um, and then Joel Edgerton in Train Dreams, I was like, I'll call it out. I thought Joel Edgerton does one thing very well. Plays the silent like kind of what's going on behind those eyes, those sad looking eyes.
Yeah, I always liked that movie he directed that he stars in, The Gift.
Oh yeah.
That was like kind of a interesting, like, I mean, very tailored to him performance. But yeah, I usually like seeing him in movies. I think like It Comes at Night.
Yeah. The Gift, that's that one where he kind of gets the couple over, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Okay,
it's
yeah.
Jason Bateman and Rebecca Hall, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah.
And it's like new guy in your life, and what's his deal? Oh, it's something else. Sort of. I love a movie like that. I thought that was when I remember watching that, like genre, but with a good character study to it,
Mhm. Right.
which is always my sweet spot.
Yeah. Which yeah, I may feel like I need to revisit that movie someday. But too many new movies to watch right now.
Mm-hmm.
So lead actors and the favorite of the nominated performances. What did you like the most there?
I think it's for me. It was the Timmy.
Mm.
It was pretty undeniable for me.
Mm-hmm.
I think if I was to look at all his performances that I've seen and I had to pick one that he was going to get, I would have been a little like let down if he won for playing Bob Dylan.
Yeah.
This feels like the role. I mean, especially it all kind of to me clicks with like the end, like with him, you know, with the baby is kind of like his breakdown. I mean, it is capital A acting, but I do like seeing him kind of, especially when he had the persona going in the press, and then kind of like came back and was wholesome with it. And I really liked that character in that movie, even though like he makes a lot of bad decisions, kind of a bad guy. I found it also kind of I'm trying to think of the best way to say it. It kind of I found that movie motivating, even though I'm not like it's about I don't want to do the things that he's doing. It's the fake it till you make it quality of the character that anyone you talk to who's famous, that's always like their number one advice. Or someone who's successful is fake it till you make it. And this character, whether this choices are poor, which a lot of them are, this is someone who thinks that they have it.
Yeah.
And I think most people should think they have it.
Yeah.
Like to it without impeding on other people.
That is a very interesting takeaway from that movie, but I get what you're coming after. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because he does. He does seem to have a lot of that Well, I mean, he's very full of himself, which I
Mhm.
mean, to some extent he should be, but it's like when he gets humbled at that one tournament, it's like, yeah, I think that's really where his life gets turned upside
Mhm.
down and he's doing the fucking Globetrotter show. And it's like, yeah, this feels a little more on your lane of who you are, right?
Yeah, not a person aspire to be, but I can aspire to that like lack of, the opposite of having self-confidence,
Yeah,
being
for
low
sure.
self-esteem, like low self-worth. I think that is what I latched onto in that movie.
Yeah. I mean, Timothée is one of the best young actors in the game right now. And I
Mhm.
think he's proved it now 2 years in a row. He can do two very different roles, different energies completely. And like, yeah, he's going to keep us kind of on our toes, I think, whatever he's going to do, right? He does kind of remind me, I know everyone keeps comparing him to Tom Cruise, but I was like, I think I see a little more Leo in him in some
I
ways.
saw both of them in that performance. I
Yeah.
felt like Leo in like Basketball Diaries, but also just kind of like early, like firm Cruise. I got that vibe
Oh,
too.
sure. But I feel like Cruise just had such like, I don't know, a gravity to him that it does feel like Timothee's kind of slotting into that slot a bit. But yeah, I don't know. I'm like, is he
Mhm.
going to end up using his star power to make crazy stunt heavy movies? I hope so.
Maybe.
um, yeah. How about anybody else?
I mean, I did enjoy the Secret Agent performance quite a bit because it's not even like a range of emotions. It's kind of just holding the center of the movie
Mm-hmm.
and being a movie star.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that definitely gets you in there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously, the Michael B, you get two of them, and he's doing, different enough performances. But honestly, the performance doesn't stand out to me as like an Oscar winner until the post credits. I think kind of the quieter, is it Smoker Stack who's kind of left?
Yeah, I think it's Stack.
I think those scenes kind of put me in the okay, I can see this being nominated and I'd be happy if it won.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
that moment, and also like the ending where he's like killing the clan members, and that moment with his vision of his,
Yeah.
of Woomy.
Oh wait, no, I think Stack is the one that wears like the blue, and then Smoke is the one that wears the
Hmm.
the red, the one that is in the post credit scene. Yeah, I think both of those are great. I think Wagner Mora, if he doesn't win, I'm kind of excited to see what he's going to do next.
I mean, I think he should have gotten his accolades for the Puss in Boots movie. Did you see The Last Wish?
Yes,
He's really fucking good in that
he
movie.
is good. I mean, so
And
was Banderas in that movie too.
yeah, that movie slaps, and kind of tied to Sinners. That's where Ryan Coogler got the idea for the eyes.
Oh, really?
Hmm.
Interesting. I mean, I do think though, Michael B. He's another guy. I'm like bona fide movie
Hmm.
star at this point. I will watch anything with him. I think he's proved it time and again now. Every time he's in a movie and does a big role, it's like he's showing something good. He's just like Timothée in a way, right?
Yeah,
Like,
I think it's down to those two.
yep. I
I
think
mean,
you're right.
it could be the secret agent, but
Wagner Mora might be the dark horse of like,
mhm,
don't be stunned if his name gets
right.
called.
And it wouldn't stun me, but definitely it's not where I'm putting the money.
Yeah, I would put the money on probably Chalamet if I had to gun to my head, but Michael B winning that
Mm.
Screen Actors Guild award got me thinking like, oh, this is not a done deal. Like I think this is a race still. Um, but lest we overlook everybody else there, I did really think at the very least Ethan Hawke was doing a lot in Blue Moon.
That I didn't get to. I know it's on Netflix and it's there for me. And I know he's doing a lot of business. I've seen the clips.
He is doing a lot of business. That man barely takes a breath in that movie because
Mhm.
he is literally just like an obnoxious man at a bar talking endlessly. He's got a little bit of Harvey Firestein energy to him.
Mhm.
You know, we love our guy Harvey.
Yeah, definitely.
Um, and it's just him kind of like go prattling on, and it's built like a play. And the fact that that movie was written for screen, I'm like, it's got, I mean, we know we're not talking about screenplay. I'm like, that's got a dark horse opportunity to be best screenplay, or best original, even though it's probably going to be Sinners and it should be Sinners. But I was like, if it gets called and Sinners ends up winning some other stuff, I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, Hawk was doing yeoman's work in that movie. That's for sure. Lead actress then. I don't have a lot to say, so I will lead off talking, but the nominees are Jessie Buckley in Hamnet, not Hamlet. It's Hamnet, everyone. Rose Byrne in If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. Kate Hudson in Song Sung Blue. Renata Rainsby in Sentimental Value. And Emma Stone in Begonia. Um, and I kind of had some trouble finding some didn't get nominated. I mean, I thought Chase Infinity was going to get a
That's who
shot
I have on my list.
for One Battle After Another. Because I mean, that's a pretty damn good debut role. Like as much as I like Miles Catton in One or Sinners, I thought she was like she probably should have gotten nominated. You could have maybe left Emma Stone off this year.
Yeah, it's not a free space.
Yeah, because it does feel like from what I know, and I have not seen enough of these performances, the others are very deserving. Even Kate Hudson, I think
I've heard she's great.
she's quite good.
I've heard like Hugh Jackman's, struggling.
Yeah, I think she's blowing him out of the water is everything I've heard. But the ones I can speak to, I mean, I do like Emma Stone and Begonia. I was kind of hoping that would be my snub, like call out. But Renata Rainsby, I think she's really doing some good stuff. It also feels a little bit like she's on the border between a lead and a supporting role in that movie. So I'm kind of surprised she got a leading actress nod. I don't know that we've quite gotten to her like this is her year yet, but she's somebody I'm keeping an eye on. But why don't you talk about anyone else that you like?
I had Jennifer Lawrence for Die My Love.
Oh yeah.
I have Chase Infinity. I have Julia Roberts for After the Hunt. I have Julie Gardner from Weapons.
Oh, she was good too.
And Rose Byrne from If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. And that would be my choice and my winner.
For
it all.
Really?
That's my choice, and I think she could win it.
Wow. I kind of have to watch that before the awards.
It's not a fun time.
That's what I've heard.
It is interesting. The movie about someone having to maintain a critical illness and dealing with the bureaucracy of, working with doctors who are a little judgmental about how they're going about their recovery. Sort of clicked for me, in my experience. Although in my situation, I don't have quite as a severe situation as the daughter of Rose Byrne, but when I watched that movie, I did kind of feel like I'm both these characters at the same time.
Yeah. Is this the movie where she's like working with like the insurance company to like there's like lawsuits involved, or is that a totally different movie?
No, it's her daughter is on some sort of life support. I don't think it clearly gets into what exactly it is. It is interesting. The whole movie doesn't show the daughter's like face. It's kind of just like it's almost very Skinamarink, where it's like these like shots that are just like lower parts of the arm, but then it's all Rose Byrne's face, and it's her trying to take care of her daughter while her husband is away working, and her daughter needs to be kind of fed through a tube, and it's her struggling with taking care of the daughter. A lot of other stuff kind of happens that make the situation worse. It's another movie where Aesop Rocky shows up and is pretty good.
Yeah.
That was like a movie that didn't get awards for me, but I'll call out for one of the best scenes of the year is Highest to Lowest. Denzel and Aesop Rocky in the recording studio. I thought was like kind of undeniable. But yeah, it's a powerful performance. It's all her. And I think Rose Byrne is due.
Yeah. I mean, I think she's definitely shown she's got the chops, right, to do a good performance. I'm kind of surprised you didn't say Jessie Buckley for.
I just haven't seen Ham Sandwich.
Oh, I thought you had seen Ham Sandwich.
No, that's gonna be on Peacock this Friday.
Yeah, which that's
they were really holding out that $20 rental.
Yeah, they were, and I was like, I don't know that I want to do that.
And I heard great things about her, mixed things about the movie, so I was kind of not rushing to do it.
I'm kind of ready for her to win it. I guess that's what my feeling is right now, is that she probably will win, but
Yeah.
I can't really say, who.
I would like it to be Rose Byrne, but I could see it also being Jessie Buckley.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see who comes down to it. I would be surprised if Jessie Buckley doesn't win just based on everything we've kind of seen and heard so far, but Rose Byrne's probably got a decent shot because she's already gotten some love.
Yeah, I guess I would put the money on Jessie Buckley, but my heart's with Rose.
Okay. I like that. I think the only other one that you called out that was interesting was Julie Gardner in Weapons was also a very good role. I really liked Amy Madigan a lot in that movie, but yeah, I don't know.
The kid's great in that movie.
Kid is good. The son of the surviving son, right? In
Yes.
the class. Yeah, he's awesome. I don't know if this counts as a lead role either, but weirdly, I also really liked Elle Fanning in Predator Badlands.
Oh, I still haven't checked it out. I know it's available.
Man,
it's there for me. I'm excited.
you're gonna have a good time with that one. That
Looks like a good time.
It's fun. It is fun. Let's talk director though. So the director nominees this year are we have Chloe Zhao for Hamnet. We have Josh Safdie for Marty Supreme. We have PTA, Paul Thomas Anderson for One Battle After Another. Joachim Trier for Sentimental Value. And Ryan Coogler for Sinners. You want to kick us off this time?
Sure. Those are all definitely good choices. I'm really thinking that I don't think Ryan Coogler's getting the director for this. I think it's going to be PTA. If there is a weird split, I would be very surprised if it was Ryan Coogler director, One Battle After Another picture.
Yeah.
I think whoever is winning one is more than likely winning the other.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I didn't see Sentimental Value. Marty Supreme, I don't think is winning, but I think would deserve to be there. I mean, it was interesting seeing which Safdie does what thing.
Yeah.
There is overlap, and I know you haven't seen Smashing Machine yet, but you do see, like, even though they are similar in ways, like, I was like, oh, Josh is the anxious one.
Yeah.
And it was happy to go, because it was kind of like, and I feel bad saying this, it was like a Safdie's Brothers movie. It didn't feel like an individual's movie, and I was kind of happy. It was like a surprise because I love their movies. Where Smashing Machine
of this one,
yes,
right?
Smashing Machine, and I love Benny. Love seeing him in movies.
Mm-hmm.
He looks pretty baller in the Odyssey trailer.
Yeah.
But yeah, it seems Marty Supreme is the one that made sense to come out on top on here. I mean, Smashing Machine is just a smaller movie too.
Yeah, that's kind of what it seemed like. But I would totally agree with you on Josh Safdie was definitely a call out for me. I thought he was really good. I also really liked, I like all the directing awards in this. I think all the nominees make sense to me. I haven't obviously seen Hamnet yet, so that was the only one I really couldn't speak to. But I'd be stunned if it's not PTA this year. I think Ryan Coogler did a great job, but yeah, I think you're right. If we're gonna see a split, PTA is gonna win director. Sinners maybe the chance at the best picture. But I also really did think what's his name?
Joachim Trier.
No. I thought the secret agent director also got a nom. Never mind. So he would go into my snub for this year.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah, Philo, I think is his name. But yeah, I thought he did a really good job. And I'll just talk about my other snub, Jafar Panahi, for it.
Definitely.
It was just an accident. I'm kind of upset now that it was just an accident. Didn't pull in more nominations because I think it probably deserved a director nom. It also probably deserved. I think it did get a screenplay nom.
Yeah, that was the movie I heard buzz about like 4 or 5 months ago before like award stuff picked up, and I just kept hearing good things and good things. And then when I watched it, it delivered on everything I heard.
Yeah, which it's got best international feature and it got best original screenplay, which is pretty good still. But
it's very much like that Four Lions movie I always try to get you to watch.
Yeah.
Where it's like we're dealing with something that's kind of grim, but there's like this black humor to it.
Yeah.
Where this isn't as funny, but it is. I was laughing a lot.
There was some moments too, especially with
The bride and the husband.
yeah, there's some really funny stuff there when they bring in the ex-boyfriend of Shiva, and he's just a total nut bar. Like,
Mhm.
like it's just there's a lot of good stuff there. But yeah, I think they did very well. I mean, I've got PTA winning. I'd be happy if Ryan Coogler won. I don't know that this is necessarily the movie for him, but I kind of feel like it's PTA's year, so I'm kind of pulling for him.
I just threw out 28 years later director Danny Boyle.
Oh yeah,
And I did throw in weapons director just because I
Traeger?
think like there's you can't really fault much in that movie's direction.
I mean, you can definitely tell, I think, in some categories, especially with screenplay, if the director also wrote the movie, that's where they've kind of like, here's sort of your honorary.
Mhm.
So if we wanted to look at that, I did think, oh, wait a minute. I thought Weapons did not get a screenplay nominated.
No, it
But
didn't. And that was the one I really wanted to get was the original screenplay.
yeah, Zach Kreger getting not nominated. That kind of bums me out. But you know what? He's got his Resident Evil movie coming.
Yeah, it could be Oscar City.
If Resident Evil gets a like writing nomination or any kind of like skill nomination, give that guy all the awards because then he's done something different. But yeah, I guess we should go into our grab bag here. So years past for you fine listeners, we've done a smattering of different categories. We've talked about international features specifically. But now that's kind of all rolled into Best Picture. Two of the best international features outside of It Was Just an Accident got nominated this year. We also have talked about documentaries in the past. The documentaries, and if you look around the world right now, it's not a very exciting and fun place in many parts of the world, and documentaries reflect that. So they're a little tough to stomach sometimes. There's a lot of shorts out there though too. So we figured here's our chance to kind of talk about the movies that all fit into a little bit of all these categories and where Fred and I kind of was able to devote some extra time. Do you want to provide any thoughts on some of the documentaries or any of your grab bag that you want to call out?
Oh, really? It was just the documentaries. Yeah, I think I would mostly echo what you said. It's a lot of bummer stuff going on. What I will say, the two I watched out of them, because there's still a few that are hard to get your hands on right now.
Yeah.
But I watched the Alabama Solution, which is
Mm.
about Alabama prisons and kind of the treatment they're receiving in a strike that they tried to implement a few years ago.
Oh wow.
Definitely a tough watch. The other one I watched was also a tough watch, which was The Perfect Neighbor.
Oh man. Yeah.
That I kind of come out, and what I'll say is it is almost worth watching. It is a tough watch because it's all body cam footage, and to not make light of the situation, it's pretty much a neighborhood dealing with a Karen and things go terrible.
Yeah.
And it's really just about the how the stand your ground law, say that again, is kind of implemented mostly in a way where it's white against black, and that happens more often than the other way around, or
For sure.
black on black or white on white. And that's kind of the crux of the movie, but it is interesting being as objective as one can be with documentaries and body cam footage. I mean, there is a part in it where like cops are covering body cams and like saying, "Oh, I should turn it on." You're like, "Come on." Um, it was a movie where I was watching where I wanted an outcome and I did get it. And I was surprised how vindicated I felt. I felt a little bloodthirsty,
Yeah.
but I felt it was kind of earned.
Yeah.
So it does have something extremely tragic happen, but in a sense it does have some sort of good outcome,
Mm-hmm.
but definitely should never have happened and is an overall loss. But that is one, if you can stomach it, is worth watching. It's like an hour and a half, and it is very much just all the footage. There isn't one-on-ones. There isn't a lot of interviews except for ones pulled from newscasts.
Sure.
But that would be the one that, if you can stomach it, I'd recommend checking out.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about that movie. Not good content, but
Right.
like that it is well made and that it might be the favorite for best documentary potentially.
I mean, again, I'm not the fair person to ask. Of the two I watched, that was the one that stuck with me. The other one kind of also has, they're both bummer endings, but it has more of a nothing felt to gain from this in a
Yeah.
positive, where the other one feels like there's the small step in the right direction. So maybe that's why I'm coming out on top. But it is kind of hard to assign what is your favorite when it's dealing with like kind of awful stuff.
Yeah. No, I kind of get what you're going for there. And I think it's hard because they're necessary to be covering a lot of these difficult topics, right? And you get right, you can only do so much on like cheery stuff. That's kind of what documentaries are about. They're supposed to, reveal parts of the world that you don't want to look at, right? Or maybe you haven't been able to look at. So I think that makes sense. And the other nominees, just to round out the top, so Come See Me in the Good Light, Cutting Through Rocks, and
That's the tough one to get your hands on.
Cutting Through Rocks,
Mm-hmm.
which sounds like I think that one's about Israel Palestine. Maybe I could be completely wrong about that. And then
Not really relevant.
yeah. Well, you're not right now. Oh no, I'm so sorry. That is not that one I was thinking about. I think I was thinking about a short that I had read about, but no, this one actually. No, this one's even less relevant, Fred. This is about a woman in Iran who's elected her first councilwoman of her Iranian village. Yeah, good times to be talking about that country. Anyway, the last nominee though for that one is Mr. Nobody Against Putin. You can guess what that's about.
Putin.
Yeah, a little bit of Russia there. So the other categories though that I think we can maybe talk about slightly. 'Cause documentary short film is also a thing. I actually caught an amazing amount of shorts this year. I thought the Milwaukee Film Festival happens every year. If you have a chance to go, I highly recommend it. They put on a lot of good movies to watch. I happened to catch a shorts program that ended up getting like 3 shorts that were nominated this year. So I basically decided to round them out, and I was able to watch all of them damn near for free. Like most of them are on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So you can go to YouTube and watch a lot of these and make your own shorts program at home. It's kind of fun. The only one I did not get to see from the live action shorts was called Butcher's Stain. Or I'm sorry, no, we did watch Butcher's Stain. That is about Israel Palestine. It's about a Palestinian butcher who works in Israel. And then there is 5 or 4 other ones called The Singers, which is about guys in a bar who bet who's the best singer. It's on Netflix. It's actually a really fun watch too. 2 people exchanging saliva, a very strange short, but also a lot of commentary about capitalism and material goods and people and like just giving yourself over to that. Jane Austen's period drama, which is a hilarious like spoof on Jane Austen novels. I think that's on Canopy and YouTube. That one, I think, watch the other ones first and then watch that one last because that's one you'll end on a laugh. And then the last one, which is going to be my favorite, I think, or my pick for winner, is called A Friend of Dorothy. And it has the actress that played not Madame Pomfrey, who is the head of Hufflepuff. Miss
Sprout.
Professor
Miriam
Sprout.
Margolis?
Yeah, Miriam Margolis is in this movie, and
Mhm.
she's wonderful.
Oh, she's a handful.
Oh, like in real life?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
She's like, you should watch any Graham Norton clip that she's a part of.
she just like giving him the business.
Oh yeah.
She's
She's like been like out of the closet since like the 70s or something, and
Mhm.
very vocal and like in that way. And I love she'll talk shit on people still liking Harry Potter, which is funny.
yeah,
Like she's a character in the best way.
yeah. She is. She plays just, I mean, a little old lady in this movie, but she is a little old lady now. But it's wonderful. A Friend of Dorothy is probably like if you have time to watch any shorts, that's the one that it's a little more feel good. A little sadness, but still it's fun. And I mean, if you're not familiar with the term A Friend of Dorothy, I would look it up. It's all about kind of like code for like people who are gay, and it was a term that was used back in the day that is still kind of known, maybe not known. So, um, but it's really really well done. So I also watched all the animated short films though too.
I watched some. I didn't get to finish the Woman Who Cries Pearls or something like that.
Yeah, that was a really interesting movie. You didn't finish that one?
No, not yet.
Oh, dang, I want to talk about the ending of that one because
I'm getting there.
it's well done. It's a little. I will say overall, and this is a good segue potentially. Animated this year was kind of not great. Like just a very thin category all around. I thought.
Yeah, I mean, I still haven't seen Zootopia 2.
Me either, but I've heard.
I've heard people really like it, and I've heard people who didn't care for it. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping because I like Zootopia I think is mildly underrated.
Mm,
Like kids love it, but I feel like critically it kind of got a little underrated.
Yeah, I enjoyed Zootopia 1 for sure. Did you see it? You said you saw any of the animated shorts though?
No, that was the only animated short I started. I just didn't have time to finish.
Okay. The one I would tell you to watch that I don't know that this will win. I think the one that's going to win is called Butterfly, and it's about it's a really really artistic, well made animated short, but it's about a guy who was a swimmer, um, and he was from I think I can't remember. I thought he's from somewhere in Africa, but he's living in Germany during World War II, and he gets sent to a camp, and it's kind of all about he's an Olympic level swimmer. I think he was like a medal winner, and just like his experience, but it's all told through animation. It's really really cool. But the other one that I like is Domhnall Gleeson voices a character in this thing called Retirement Plan, and it's very funny, uh, and just very heartfelt and fun animation. So definitely would check it out. The other ones are they're okay. But yeah, feature film though. So you said you've not seen Zootopia 2. You've seen only K-pop.
Yes.
Okay, let's do animated feature film then. Unless you have other grab bag you want to talk about, but
No.
I think we spent our energy there. So tell me about K-pop Demon Hunters, Fred. What'd you think?
I think the songs were nice. It just wasn't for me. I think the animation, what I do like about it, was very expressive.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely feels like we are in kind of a new wave of a type of animation. This very expressive, abstract, like CG animation. I'm thinking about your Into the Spider Verses, your Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Mm-hmm.
I thought this looked a little less well done than those, but it
Mhm.
was in those vibes. It felt a little like Nickelodeon movie to me at times, but I didn't really have anything wrong with it, and I'm happy that people have this, and it's something that's a little bit, culturally different than like average fare. It's kind of entry level into different culture and food and music, and I like that aspect of it.
Yeah. I think I echo your sentiments though for the sentimental value.
I'm glad everyone's having a great time.
I mean, it's hard not to have a good time watching the movie. The music is legitimately excellent. I think we'll be talking about musical score next, and we might be bringing this one up at least for one aspect because there's a couple songs that definitely really stick out. But yeah, I think the animation is cool. The cultural references are cool. I think the idea that they made a movie around a K-pop band that also slays demons, very unique.
I like the character designs of the demons.
Yeah, I mean, overall, it's good. It probably is going to win. Let's be honest, it's going to win best animated film.
That's the safe money for sure.
It's a cultural phenomenon. I think at this point, and it should be like it's really changed the game a little bit. And
But to me, it's no Flow or Wild Robot.
but those are very artistic in a different way.
Yeah.
The love is more in the animation in those movies, where I think
Mhm.
the love here is more in the craft behind what made the movie, because it is a cribbing a little bit from, but it is Sony animation, right? Like cribbing a little bit from Into the Spider Verse,
Right.
But I do like the animation style, and I'll watch more movies that look like they're a comic book.
And it's crazy that Sony gave that to Netflix.
Yeah, which I mean,
The money.
kicking themselves.
Mm-hmm.
If you learn a little about Sony, which I did on the studio lot tour. I'm showing Fred my pass I was allowed to bring. Sony is very much, if you realize it, doesn't have their own app. So if they don't put it in theaters, they have to find somewhere else to put it. So that's why you see half their shit on Amazon. That's why you see half their shit on Netflix, and like some stuff's on HBO. It's just whoever's willing to pay them the money and be a co-producer. It's kind of weird business model, but it works for them. The only other big animated movie that I want to talk about that I thought was well done, and I don't know if I would call it a snub, but because I haven't seen the other ones, other than Elio, and Elio is fine. It's not as bad, I think, as people saying. It's not good. We might be talking about Hoppers a year from now. It's kind of what my sense is Pixar maybe being kind of back.
Well, Hoppers got me excited when I saw the trailer, and I was like, oh, whatever. Then I saw the trailer, I'm like, this could be fun.
Yeah, and the reviews I've seen so far, people are like, Pixar might be finding it again, maybe just a little bit.
Just in time for a new Toy Story.
Yeah.
The screen.
We'll see how it goes.
Screen's coming to get them.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's them facing new technology.
Mm-hmm.
The only other movie that I really thought was notable in terms of animated, because I didn't see any of the anime movies, no Chainsaw Man, no Demon Slayer. I did see Predator Killer of Killers, though.
I did watch that. I don't remember it, but I watched it.
So this was the one where it was them abducting the like warriors from every era of Earth. Like you have a samurai from ancient Japan, you have a Viking like queen from like the Viking age, and then you have a pilot from like Texas or something like that in 1920s, 30s, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think he's sort of like a Red Baron type guy, but they get abducted and brought to the predator world, and they have to fight in an arena against like whatever the predator creatures are called. And I feel bad because I watched the whole Predator Badlands, and they talk a lot more about that lore, but all the same, I thought that was pretty cool. And also a really interesting animation style.
Did they do a Neil drop of Badlands in Badlands?
I can't remember.
They should. You would have remembered if they dropped some Springsteen in there.
I don't think we get any Springsteen specifically, but the score in that movie is pretty decent. Anything else for animation though?
No, I'm trying to think if I saw any other animated movie. I kind of like Dogman.
I never saw Dogman.
It's Dogman. He's half dog, half cop. They put his head on a guy who loses his head. It's the Captain Underpants world.
Oh my god! So that's why that looks like that style.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that was the whole connection to him. I'm like, what is Dogman? Why do I know this? I never read Captain Underpants though. Really, you know what? Actually, I did. I read like at least one of those.
Some of my favorite novels.
They're decent. I'll have to look up the soundtrack to Predator Badlands as we talk about best musical scores, because I know you love some musical scores, Fred.
I do.
So the nominees this year are we have Sinners, we have One Battle After Another. As soon as I get these up, I will actually tell you.
Marty Supreme.
Yes.
Begonia.
No, I don't think Marty Supreme got.
Oh, well, that's a snub.
Well, I figure that's what we're going to talk about. Sorry, so I will say the names of the actual composers for these. You have Ludwig Göransson, of course, for Sinners. Johnny Greenwood for One Battle After Another. Max Richter for Hamnet. Alexander Desplat for Frankenstein. Or Desplat? I don't know. And then Jerskin Fendrix for Begonia. Left a little bit on the table here, I think, with some of these nominees. I know that Begonia score is weird, and it makes that movie feel the way it presents it, but I don't know that that's a good score.
Yeah, I guess it depends. Like, should a score help the movie's vibe? Should it stand out on its own? That's up to the voters, I guess. Right?
Yeah, right.
I mean, I really hope it's Sinners who wins. That seems like the most guaranteed of the Sinners noms would be the score.
Yes.
And then One Battle could be an upset because he's a favorite the Johnny Greenwood, and then he
Sure.
worked with PTA quite a bit. I definitely see Marty Supreme as the big snub here, but I just love that 80s,
That synth.
that risky business vibe
Yeah.
and the use of soundtrack songs within the score that they kind of play with some of those tracks is really good.
Mm-hmm.
Also just has a good soundtrack, but they don't really give Oscars for best soundtracks. The other two that I have on here, 28 years later, The Young Fathers. I mean, it's Danny Boyle, so
Sure.
the music's gonna be on point.
Yeah.
And when that movie opens and like a poppy Euro like electronic rock song starts playing, that is the actual score of the movie, not the soundtrack.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, a group called Young Fathers, who I like been listening to. That's the soundtrack I've listened to the most. It is one of those where like half of it is kind of like that stuff's going down music, but the other half is like kind of this great cerebral, intense, very train spotting, very the beach
Mhm.
vibe. The other one is a movie I haven't seen, but I've been rocking out to this score, and I have no interest in seeing this movie. Nine Inch Nails just paid a visit to Milwaukee. I've been listening to Tron Ares score
Oh,
quite a
yeah.
bit. That score fucking slaps.
I think that is the biggest travesty about that movie being not really good is that
Mhm.
you got Trent Reznor to do that score, and that should have been a slam dunk for a score nomination.
And I came across it by accident. I found a playlist that was Nine Inch Nails techno.
Mm-hmm.
So it's taking from like Challengers, Social Network, The Watchmen, and the song comes on. I'm listening. I'm like, what is this? This rocks. And it's from Tron Ares.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh shit.
I do want to check that out. I don't think I've actually listened to any of the soundtrack yet, but I loved the soundtrack for Tron Legacy, and I was definitely very in the bag for that one.
I was vibing with the F1 score.
Yeah.
I wouldn't nominate it, but that was probably my favorite part of the whole movie. There was some good electronic stuff in there.
Yeah.
Oscars don't love electronic music, so that's why I think like your Young Fathers, your Marty Supremes, and I mean, I don't think they were going to give Tron Ares a score thing, but they do love Trent Reznor, so it is kind of like.
I mean, if he had done a different movie this year, yeah, maybe he's got a shot. I am trying to look up the composer to this one. I have a 99% chance I know exactly who the composer is, because the other one I was going to call out, besides Marty Supreme, which like I really liked that score quite a bit.
That's probably the one I've been listening to second most.
I really like the Superman score, and that's the first time we've talked about Superman this year, which I thought was a really fun movie.
Kind of an adapted score,
A little bit,
but no, there's definitely some good juice in there.
yeah, I just liked that it felt a little more original. But it felt familiar, but also original.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god, we should have talked about our guy, Mr. Terrific from that movie. God, what's his name? I'm gonna totally butcher him if I try to guess.
Yeah, he's got a tough one.
But he was great in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I think you kind of said it right. It's like Ludwig Göransson Sinners. Like, yes, the movie is using a lot of old songs, like folk songs. They're both, from the South and also from Ireland. And it's like, there's that element to it, but also there's a lot of original music. There's a lot of the actual like underlying score throughout the movie. That
Different
really,
shifts in like genre. I love like the metal,
yeah,
like guitar going like metal guitars going into like what is it like? It's not shoegaze, but like what's that like mumblecore rap like auto tune, like going from that, like I think just especially that the great scene from it where it's going through all the different music and cultures with that one song going, the I Lied to You.
Yep.
Like that I don't know if they'll play chunks for the score, but that scene right there has everything.
Well, and I Lied to You definitely is nominated for Best Original Song, but up against Golden from K-Pop Demon Hunters, which
I would love it to be Lied to You, because I just love that. And like that's one I bump in the car because when you're listening, it starts out just like that nice blues song.
Yeah.
Then the beat drops and you're in it, and then it does end if you're listening to the score. Those like doom doom doom, like auto tune stuff. I love all of it.
I mean, I can see them giving it the score because they're going to give best original song to Golden, which I think is deserved as much as I know. I would be happy with I Lied to You winning, but I think if you acknowledge the music for a movie that's about music,
Right.
like you kind of have to. As good as the other scores have been this year, Sinners is definitely the one that it feels like a slam dunk on that front, and Goranson and Kugler and their collaboration. I mean, just spectacular. Before we get to Best Picture, though, Fred, every year we do pick one movie that we watched in 2025 that was not released in 2025. Did you have a favorite from last year that you saw for the first time ever from a different year?
Yes, I am going to go with Onibaba.
Ooh.
Which is a movie I heard about through an interview with God, who's our guy from The Exorcist? The director.
Flanagan?
No, not new. The original. Who we did a whole episode on. Why is his name slipping from me right now?
Yeah. You're talking about William Freakin, yeah.
This is in an interview. They were asking him around The Exorcist time, what's the scariest movie he ever saw, and it was Onibaba. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna check this out. It was on HBO Max. It is a movie about a mom and a daughter. I believe they're living kind of like in the woods, and the mom wears like this scary mask and kills like samurai who are on their own, and just kind of steals their stuff and like puts them in a well. And it's just them kind of living on the outskirts. And it's this very creepy black and white kind of 1960s movie that I'm going to show you. Like, this is like kind of the cover. It's like her coming out of the dark, like attacking these samurai.
I've seen some of these.
So that was the one I was going through all because I try to log everything. That was the one that stood with me. That was a new movie I wasn't familiar with, but when one of the masters says this movie like scared me, I was like, all right, I gotta check this out.
I know I need to watch that one. I think that might be this Halloween.
There you go.
I'll have some downtime and I'll talk about that next episode. But that's a good pick. I had a couple that I wanted to call because actually I wanted to bring up these in the grab bag, but they also fit in the didn't really get released. They're in that weird zone of like they were like made in 2024, but their like release has been staggered because they've been on like the film festival circuit and stuff. And the two I wanted to bring up are called Slice of Life, which I think is my pick, so I'll spend the most time talking about this. This is a documentary about old Pizza Huts that have gotten converted into other things across the United States.
Mhm.
And you have a couple who are from Oceania, I can't remember if they're from New Zealand or Australia, who made this movie. They basically just went all across the country and they found Pizza Huts that got turned into a church, got turned into a restaurant, or different like restaurants, like a taco joint, and then you have a place that got turned into a dispensary in Colorado, and it's just kind of this really crazy thing where you realize like it kind of reminds you of like video games like post-apocalyptic where you've seen what happens to the environment when the world kind of takes over a little bit and like trees start growing in it. It had that feeling to it of like these Pizza Huts have been abandoned because they got too far and far spread too fast. They couldn't support all these chains. So these buildings, but they got kept, and people were like, well, this is kind of a nice little like outlet, like one's a karaoke bar in Texas, right? And it's just like, it still looks like a Pizza Hut. It has that shell. It has those windows.
And I found this too harrowing for me to watch as a lifelong Pizza Hut apologist.
It is interesting though, because they do talk about the guy who, the original owner of Pizza Hut, or like, CEO.
Related to Jabba, I'm assuming.
Yes, Pizza the Hut. It's so stupid.
Also, Jeremy Allen White, I guess now.
Thinky the Hut or whatever, right?
Yeah.
That's gonna be in the new Mandalorian movie. So stupid. I love it though. But yeah, this was a fun documentary. This didn't get nominated for anything because I think it was the year before. I don't know if it got nominated in 2024. I doubt it, but
I don't think it did because you would have been talking about it.
I think so. It was just I was loving it.
No, that's McDonald's.
Oh yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. It's nobody out pizzas
The Hut.
except for all these places that replaced them.
Yeah.
So worth checking out if you get a chance. The other one I wanted to bring up back in grab bag was because I don't know if this also was eligible this year or not. It's called Secret Mall Apartment. Have you heard about this movie?
Yes.
Have you seen it yet?
No.
Okay. Fun to watch. Just a really, really interesting story about people who are like artists first and foremost and how they can find and turn something into something that you would never expect it to be, right? I mean, it's exactly what it sounds like. There is a secret apartment in a mall that they build. It's also this real like reflection on mall culture and how things have like used to be and how that was supposed to invigorate a community and how it changes things. And we've been talking a lot about malls recently. I don't know. I feel like it's just in the zeitgeist. But
Yeah, I love a good mall.
I know. And I'm like, but the malls of old are gone. Kind of makes you nostalgic for that a little bit, but there is something interesting just about pursuit of art and what you expect to be your life. So, good movie. But yeah, so my pick was Slice of Life, but also as a didn't get nominated back from that, and maybe something else to watch is Secret Mall Apartment. And yours was Oni Baba, which gets us to the grand prize. And here's where we can bring up all the movies we haven't talked about. Best Picture. Shall I run down the list for
Do
the
it.
nominees? Okay. Best Picture this year, and we've talked about a lot of these already. One Battle After Another, Sinners, F1, Frankenstein, Begonia, Hamnet, Marty Supreme, The Secret Agent, Sentimental Value, and Train Dreams. How are you feeling about? Do you want to jump into the nominees right away, or do you want to talk about the snubs first?
I don't really have too many snubs. Like I have personal favorites.
Let's talk about your favorites though, because knowing that
Really, like again, and I don't want to just keep beating the drum. I was really impressed with 28 Years Later, although that's been very divisive. Some people like it a lot. Some people do not like it.
sounds like the Zootopia too of the
I right, exactly.
live
And
action.
I was just surprised of how it kind of was left. I did not expect it to get a Best Picture nom. Also, I mean, I kind of am pro the Avatar not getting it because it did feel a little bit of a repeat of two.
Yeah.
I still had a great time.
Sure.
Um, yeah, I don't really think I had like the movies. When I look at my top 5 on Letterbox, I'll just read that so you can have an idea how close these were for me. If we're just looking at the general nominations, my top 5 are Weapons, 28 Years Later, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, then Sinners. So 3 of those are from the major list. And then there's a few more that I'm just seeing if in the 10. No, my 10 does not include any of those other ones. So what about you? Is there anything that we haven't discussed yet that stands out to you as a best picture?
I mean, things that we haven't talked about. Because yeah, I'll run through the ones that we have talked about so that we don't have to say a lot more. Weapons, because I think awesome outing. I'm really interested in Zach Kreger's movies going forward here. Like he's kind of appointment viewing for me now. Predator Badlands, I mentioned it before. I had a really good time with it. I think anybody who watches it, even if you just kind of like the other Predators, it's like the first Predator movie that finally got put in theaters because Prey was also really good. That felt like we're back. The Predator franchise is back on the rails. And it was just an accident. I was blown away. I'm kind of. I think we could have made space for it and Best Picture of the Year. I know that's putting 3 foreign language films or international feature films in there, but who cares? It's one of the best movies of the year. The only other one I wanted to bring up, because I don't think it's going to be available to be nominated next year. It wouldn't get nominated anyway, but goddamn was it fun. Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie.
You talking about a this year movie?
I think it was released last year on the festival circuit, but it's released. But I think it like released in theaters this year.
Yeah.
So I think it's technically within this Oscar window. So I'm bringing it up now. It was so funny. It was just a really breath of fresh air. And I kept like hearing about this on the blank check like ads, and I'm like,
Mhm.
whatever. I'm like, this can't be. This is just them cribbing for somebody else, and I've been using that word a lot, or just pumping it up for their friends or whatever. I'm like, dude. And then I realized who Nirvana the band was
Mhm.
like, and Nirvana the band the show. I remember like seeing this reel come up of them like singing the Wii like shop channel like titles or whatever.
Mhm.
And I'm like, okay, so I have seen these guys before. And then I was just like on a whim, I'm like, let's go see the movie. Let's just see what it's like. And yeah, I was laughing my butt off. Like maybe even more than Naked Gun. And I like Naked Gun a
Mhm.
lot too, which probably is also worth mentioning.
I still haven't finished that.
Naked Gun?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you gotta get through that. But yeah, more comedies in movie theaters. I just want to say that.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, I liked Blackberry, so I'm excited to check it out.
yes, and it is same director as Blackberry.
Mhm.
But this one feels a little more like they got away with some stuff in like how they made this movie in real life,
Mhm.
and it's still just pretty appalling, or just how like it's mind blowing to think of how they could have pulled this together. So anyway, I'll leave it at that. Let's talk about the nominees.
Mhm.
What are you liking? I mean, we kind of said it all already, but which of these really captured your eye? I mean, you mentioned your top 5 this year, but of the ones that were actually nominated.
Well, I will say I think you could maybe a movie liked fine, and I did, I nominated one of the actors. You could probably get rid of Train Dreams and put It Was Just an Accident and call it a day.
Yeah,
I like that movie,
you wouldn't get
but
rid of F1?
I guess F1. Yeah, I forgot that was there. Yeah, F1's the easy one.
Yeah. I think if you could rewrite the script, I would ditch F1 for It Was Just an Accident. I would ditch Begonia probably for uh weapons.
Yeah, there you go. I like that because both were genre exercises, and I think one did it a little bit better.
Yeah. The rest you could debate.
Again, I want Sinners to win, but I'll be happy with one battle after another and cementing PTA.
It
So
does
I'll
feel
be
like
happy if it's he gets both. But I mean, I think that's a much more fun night.
yeah. I do think Sinners is going to win a lot. And that movie's a blast. I think
Mhm.
the best tip that you gave me, well, I mean, you were like, let's go see it in a theater while it's out. And we did. We had a great time. I had a really good time. I it kept sticking with me throughout the year, and I think that's kind of why I had a weird viewing experience with a lot of these movies that came after, because I kept kind of thinking like, none of these are sinners. Like
Mhm.
this isn't scratching the same
Yeah.
itch until I saw one battle after another, and I
Mhm.
go, oh shit, okay,
Yeah, it was that, and then Marty Supreme. Although I feel that I'm comfortable that being the third. Like
yeah,
but it was like boom, boom, boom. These are the three sticky movies for me of all the best pictures.
yeah. The one that's been clawing at the back of my brain a little bit recently, and I think I kind of get why it's had a little late steam here, is The Secret Agent.
Hmm.
I really,
I really liked all the Jaws stuff in that.
yeah, all the
Like
movie
there's the
theater stuff.
shot where it's like he's in the front profile,
Mm-hmm.
and it's the same shot from with Roy Schneider, Roy
Shader.
Scheider,
Mm-hmm.
on the beach. It's like
Mm-hmm.
that same effect when the guy's talking to him. Like there was like 4 or 5 moments like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think the first half is like it would be one that'd be worth a rewatch because the first half is a little disorienting. Then it really locks in for the back half.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of high adrenaline for that last 30 minutes.
Yeah, and that ending is something, and
Hmm.
that is going to split people, I think, for a long time thinking about that. But I was listening to something recently. I was listening, or I was reading something about it, and someone's like, "But this is how life would go in that situation, and that's kind of how you would experience it from the perspectives you were being presented." So it was a little jarring to be like, "Oh, this is the end of the story right here," but also like I kind of get it, especially because it is so heart pounding for like a solid 20 minutes, 25 minutes, right?
Hmm.
And you're like, okay, now we're hitting the gas, and then suddenly you just take a left turn into like a parking lot. um, yeah,
You're double roles.
yeah, yeah. Wagner Moore does
Mia
two
Goth.
roles in that one. Yeah, yeah. She plays his mom in that.
Yeah.
Why do I feel like people have been trying to dispute that? But yeah, that's right. That she is
Mm-hmm.
Oscar Isaac's mom in that. Or I'm sorry, Victor Frankenstein. If we talk about it. She was pretty good in that. She's always pretty good though.
Yeah.
Now. I don't know. I hear you on everything you're saying.
I will just say about Frankenstein, it is a damn shame they didn't get in her as the bride. If you're casting Mia Goth,
Oh,
I thought that's where they were gonna, because that's like the plot of the book.
yeah. But
And I'm like, we're not getting Mia Goth as like a Frankenstein monster.
well, you got to make space for Jessie Buckley to be the bride.
Yeah, which
Obviously.
I'm so sad that the movie's getting like
Mixed.
mixed when I'm like, this is the Frankenstein movie I want.
Yeah.
This is doing something new and interesting with a tired ass story.
Yeah. But you know how it goes though. It's like people are gonna always balk at art. I'm willing to kind of let things simmer. That might be one I check out though, like when it comes out on streaming.
I'm also like, if that gets like literally down the road mixed divisive, I will see it.
Yeah,
'Cause
for sure.
Maggie Gyllenhaal like The Lost Daughter. I love
Yeah.
this. I mean, Bale looks like he's having fun.
Yeah.
You have Freak Boy Jake Gyllenhaal in it.
Yeah.
Looks like he's really like any Freak Boy Gyllenhaal. I'm usually on board with.
Yeah. They're like, maybe the people are like, it's too much Gyllenhaal in this movie.
Yeah. A lot of people don't like him, and the Taylor Swifties out there, they got their problems. I'm not
Who
like,
cares?
I'm all like, I like it when he's a little freak boy though.
Yeah. Oh man, when he's in Nightcrawler.
Mm-hmm.
Not to get off
Or my Thanksgiving pick. Fucking what's it called? I can't think of it now.
Thanksgiving.
No, he's not in that.
I know.
What's the one where it's the Hugh Jackman and Paul Dano? Prisoners. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. He's kind of got freak boy energy in that too.
Zodiac to an extent, but not like Prisoners.
Yeah, that's like a mix of like, I'm just a guy here with his little freak boy energy.
Yeah.
He's an obsessive in
Doing
that,
his
but really
puzzles,
it's
yeah.
that and the John Mulaney, Mr. Music Man.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm excited for that movie. I think, we can maybe talk a little bit about movies coming up here in a second, but I guess I just want to put at least the pin in like, it's one battle's got to be the favorite, right?
Yep. And I'll be fine with that. It'll be boring, but it'll be fine. It's like it's not undeserved.
Yeah. I'm more excited about the PTA directing nom than I am about maybe one battle itself winning Best Picture, but I kind of am like, it's such a good movie and it's such a totemic movie for right now, I think. Where Sinners, I do think, is going to have a lot of length over time and it's going to be a little more timeless, where one battle is going to feel a little more like it encapsulates the year 2025 a little bit. So I don't know. I'm excited for all of it. And I just glad that we got some really good top movies picked this year. But yeah, I don't know. Do you have any other movies? We never really talk about this, but movies that you're looking forward to this year besides the
I
Bride?
have to look right now. I have 2 movies in my 2026 list that I saw. I have Bone Temple and Send Help.
Okay. Bone Temple is technically a 2026, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
And both have acting performances that I would put on a ballot based on the 2 that I've seen.
Ooh, interesting.
Rachel McAdams is fantastic in Send Help, and Ray Fiennes is kind of undeniable in Bone Temple.
Gotcha. If I had to look ahead, and obviously I think the one that we're probably going to be talking about in this episode next year, you would presume, unless he really missed the mark, it's going to be Odyssey, right?
Odyssey, Dune Messiah, The Adventures of Cliff Booth are kind of the big ones.
Not Doomsday?
Yeah. I'm kind of, not about that.
Yeah.
I really don't want people to go to see that movie because then they'll just it's going to only get worse from there. If that movie makes really like shit money, there's a good chance you might get good Marvel movies down
Maybe.
the line.
go see, or you can go watch what's his name, Wonder Man right now on
Yeah,
Disney
Wonder
Plus,
Man
which
I
is
enjoyed.
good
Mhm.
stuff.
Yeah, I have hope for Marvel stuff, but Doomsday is what's wrong with everything. And I know it's a movie I haven't seen, and maybe it'll change my mind, but
But you got Old McKellen. Do we get the
I don't care.
do we get the Search for Gollum this year, or whatever it's called,
Maybe. I don't know.
or whatever it's called?
I think Adventures with Cliff Booth and Dune Messiah are like the two. I mean, and Odyssey, obviously. Those would be the three that I'm really kind of gunning for. And I think it's funny with the whole Doomsday thing. Dune Messiah has all the IMAX screens for that weekend. Like
Yeah.
that's locked in.
which it should, because that's going to be
Yeah.
a pretty damn beautiful movie. I do wonder if they're going to finally give Villeneuve an award for this series here.
Well, people say who've read the books, and I don't know what happened. I've heard little things here and there that I try to tune out, but it's apparently there's no way this one isn't weird.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hearing.
Boy, I do kind of worry he might not stick the landing here, that maybe he should have just stopped at 2, but
I mean, go ahead.
no, I mean, but I'm going to be there for it.
Because Dune 2, like, I thought Dune 2 kind of ate Dune 1's lunch, and I love Dune 1.
Yeah.
Like, Dune 2 is like a Lawrence of Arabia masterpiece, I think, and it's almost underrated, even though it got,
I'm just hoping this is going to be like my Lord of the Rings moving forward, is watching Dune 1, 2, and 3 back to back to back, and
the extended editions.
doing the Banderas. Oh man, it's gonna be good stuff though.
I'm looking for Heat 2. It's not coming out this year, but I'm just excited.
Yeah, I mean, you should be gonna, now that Bale is a for sure, and now that is it
Bale
Driver?
and Leo are locked in.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
So wait, is Driver in it too, or was he just a?
That was the talks in the beginning, which made more sense. To me, it made more sense because originally the rumor was Oscar Isaac as Al Pacino role.
Oh.
Totally makes sense. And then who you just said.
Adam Driver.
Adam Driver. I don't know why I couldn't think of his name. Adam Driver playing the Robert De Niro role.
Yeah.
Kind of similar-ish face vibes going on. Similar performers in a way. And then Austin Butler as the Val Kilmer, which is the biggest layup, I feel.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of hoping we're still getting Austin Butler in there as
That'd be
that
nice.
character.
But I mean, Bale and Leo.
Bale and Leo. I think that's interesting to approach it with, okay, what is the Pacino De Niro of our time versus maybe matching it to the characters.
Yeah.
Much.
I think they're gonna crush it. But I think that gets us to the end. So it's gonna be a fun awards ceremony. But yeah, I think we had a lot of great picks here today. I mean, Sinners and One Battle well represented, but also some other fun stuff as well with weapons, and a couple from just all across the board here. Before we go though, Fred, is there anything you would like to plug?
I don't really have anything to plug. I'm going to have some stuff coming up that are big. There's a potential sketch show coming up that I'll be behind, a panel show that I might be doing. I don't have concrete dates yet for that, but stay tuned, I'll say.
All right. Sounds good. Obviously, I can just plug the podcast because I don't have anything big to plug outside of what our next episode's gonna be. And that I can definitely say. It's gonna be interesting. So let me just hold my water for the moment here. If you enjoy this episode, please remember to rate and review it. And also like and subscribe. Like and subscribe, is that a thing that you do with?
Like and subscribe.
I mean, I guess you can like and subscribe our YouTube channel, which we are on YouTube, Facebook, Threads, Instagram, Blue Sky, you name it. Yes, we are on Blue Sky and not X. Sorry, y'all. We want to thank Nick Spitza and Mike Schwantz for opening and closing themes. And don't forget to sign up for our Patreon for just $1 a month. You can get one bonus episode this month. We are doing something around, maybe something round comes in a pan. Maybe it involves a pan. But, we don't want to be too cheesy about this. We're just going to let you kind of see what we're cooking up. And stay tuned for next time, where, ladies and gentlemen, we have hit a historical mile marker here. Next episode is our 100th episode of Show Me the Franchise. Fred, we made it. This was our 99th episode on the main feed. Doesn't count the Patreon. Don't count the Patreon. Those are not main feed episodes. We are very excited to be maybe taking a little bit of a look back. We don't entirely want to give away our hand on what that's all going to involve, but you're not going to want to miss the 100th episode where we're going to celebrate 100 outings here. And it's a really good time. So we can't wait for you to join us for that. And we will see you next time.
Goodbye.
I've got no cares because all I want to do is charge my phone and drive listening to you. And what they talk about will always be up to you.
I was early.